I guess we're live, huh? What's so funny?
You just freaking pulled the pin on the grenade and took off.
Josh thinks it's funny.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, good God is right. Shoot. Sorry we're running late. Some technical difficulties on Josh's part. No. It's really, we're going to blame Gus on that one, aren't we?
I don't know. I don't think we
Josh
can blame Gus.
Yes, we are.
He had us good to go in plenty of time. We'll blame me.
I'm sitting down low again, Josh. You got that low chair. Rex is going to give me hell about that here in a minute.
There we go.
Well, I'm a little taller than you, Josh.
That's okay. We'll take it. Yeah, he just goes live, and there was no.
The door was open, man. I had to go close it. We didn't have background noise going in here. Hey, sorry we're running late today. We couldn't get logged in, but we're logged in now, ready to go, fired up. Hey, this call-in show 316-462-3673. I don't know why, Josh, but that whiteboard is just driving me nuts.
I was gonna move that too, and I didn't really
in the background driving me nuts. But anyway, it is what it is. Sorry we're running behind and everything else too, but just a little technical difficulties, password issues. How about that?
Yeah, we are well protected in the password category.
Oh no, we are vaulted protected in the password situation in this door. But so
yes,
anyway,
thank you for all you do.
Yeah. Anyway, 316-462-3673. Anything alien in your car, tires, brakes, batteries, anything you want to talk about in the automobile world. Love to hear from you. And as always, you get a great price package. Only show I know you get paid to call in on. And Josh, as always, what's in that package, buddy?
So we're going to mail it out to you, but it's going to consist of the works, which is an oil change and tire rotation. We use Motorcraft oil and filter products here at Mel Hambelton Ford. While we're completing that, we're also going to complete a multi-point inspection on your vehicle, checking over the brakes, tires, steering, suspension, all the safety-related items for that vehicle, just making sure that it's ready to go for that next 5,000 miles of driving. You'll also receive yourself $10 to Mel's Diner, so you can get yourself something to eat and drink while you're here with us at the Big Corner. Complete nitrogen for your tires, so you get all the great benefits that nitrogen has to offer. And then a BG products package, which consists of a can of MOA or motor oil additive for your engine oil, and then CF5 for your fuel system. Again, just getting that vehicle geared up and ready to go for that next 5,000 miles of driving.
All right, 316-462-3673 is the number. That number will dial you right in the front desk here at the dealership. Let them know you want to get patched in the podcast with your question, and we'll get things fired off here this morning. 316-462-3673. All right, Josh, it's been first thing I want to talk about, because we haven't talked a lot about things going on in the world yet with our Black Friday sale. And we're a little bit behind on the ads just because we've got so many irons and fire, so many things going on. The other day we popped up and said, oh, my God, we didn't put any ads out. So the event is on Facebook. If you haven't been out here for our Black Friday sale, it is second to none. Other people have tried to copy it and just can't do it, but that's okay. But we have a great time. We've got 10 cars, and it's amazing, Josh. This time, years past, we were scrambling to find these cars, but we got them.
I will say that I think this has been the first year that we were as prepared sooner than ever before.
Oh, I think so too.
For sure. And, I do, being that selective in those cars, I think we have a great group of cars as well.
And for those of you who don't know about our Black Friday sale, you got to be in line out here no later than 7, but I would be in line about 6:45 if I was you. We're going to hand everybody a number. Let's back up. We got to back up to Wednesday evening. Mm-hmm. We're going to bring out 10 cars. And every one of these 10 cars has been through our shop. And so they got safety-wise, they're in perfect shape. They've got great tires on it, great brakes. They've got many, many miles left in these cars. So they've been through the shop. They've been through the detail shop, dialed up, ready to go. And we start these cars Wednesday night. We'll bring them out on display so you can see them. But the first car we're going to bring out is $99. Okay. And we go all the way to $999.
And it drove to the spot that it's going to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll drive many more miles after that.
And I'm going to tell you, usually it's pretty easy for me to kind of lay these cars out. But since we started so early picking these cars, it's going to be hard this year for me to actually sit down and figure out what prices is what cars, because I'm telling you, these are all great cars. So anyway, everybody stands in line. We used to have people camping out a week before, and we just hated that part of it. So we went to putting numbers in. So you got to be in line by 7 a.m., and that line will be long. It is every year. We're looking at footage just yesterday of the previous years and stuff for the ad and stuff we want to put out there. But we'll start at 7 o'clock at the back of the line and hand everybody a number. Everybody will come up close to, hey, and Lisa will have the bucket full of all the numbers, and we'll start drawing numbers and see who the lucky 10 are.
Yep.
And but you don't want to be late. If you're at 7:01, you're not going to get a number. So you got to be in line ready to go. And then after the fact, then we bring everybody in. And Lisa's got all kinds of prizes and drawings and everything else from that part. And then as the day progresses, we will have prizes for people as they bought cars and stuff like that throughout the day. It's just the greatest place on earth to be for Black Friday. And Josh, we haven't even talked about what's going on in service, but I know there's some tire specials and stuff for Black Friday. I think that's already even started, though.
Yeah, so it kicks off actually Monday, but it'll be $100 off a set of 4 tires or 40,000 Ford Pass reward points. So it's almost double if you take it back in the Ford Pass reward points for that. And for a set of tires, that's huge. As well, not to mention the low price guarantee and the money you get back on the Ford Pass app as well. So,
yep. So Black Friday, this is the place to be. I know a lot of places open up at midnight and stuff like that. So get that under your belt, and then make sure you're in line out here at the big corner. No later. I'm telling you, 6:45, I'd be in line.
Yeah.
Get your heavy coat because it's supposed to be kind of chilly. Get your gloves, get your coats, get ready to stand in line for a little bit, and hopefully you'll be one of the 10 and get a chance to pick up a super, super cool car. And I'm going to tell you guys. The minimum that I have in one of these cars, I already looked at it. The minimum is $4,000 that we have in these cars.
Yeah.
And we're going to sell one of them for $99.
Yeah.
So anyway, Black Friday, right here is the place to be. Don't want to miss it. Come join us, have fun. Jump on Facebook. The event is out there. Let us know you're coming. We'd love to see how many people are coming, that kind of stuff too. So a lot of fun. So
anyway, we can plan ahead for sure. I cannot believe that Thanksgiving is, now what is it? 2 weeks away, a week away.
Shoot, it's not even that far, is it?
I think it's a little less than 2 weeks away. So a week and a half away.
Yeah.
That's absolutely crazy. Of course, it is early this
12
year.
12 days, Josh.
Yeah. That's right around the corner. We're already to almost mid-November.
Got your turkey ready yet?
No,
you don't do a turkey.
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I fry one every year.
Oh, you fry it?
Yeah.
In the oil?
Uh-huh. Yep. I don't. I tell you.
Burn the shit
well,
out of me.
The biggest thing with that is it's so much faster. You ain't got to get up at all hours in the morning and babysit it for hours on end. I don't know. That's probably not the healthiest thing for you, but
yeah, we ain't looking for healthy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you go that day and worry about health too much, but
I get that too. The health part of that side of the coin, I get that too. But I'm going to get out the and you're right, getting up early. And
so I've heard of people will smoke them.
That's what I'm going to do.
Are you? Okay.
I'm getting a picture here for you, Josh, so you can if I can find it.
Just cut it. Break open the chest of it and lay it out flat on the grill.
I've done that too. That's too much work.
Yeah.
God almighty, getting in there, cutting the backbone out of it and then splitting it apart and everything else like that. God, it's just so much work. And I did it, but I don't think I'm going to do it again. And then I was watching a guy the other day.
Was it good?
It's pretty good. Yeah. And see, Josh, look at that thing. Look at here, everybody. Check out. That turkey. Look at that, and that's coming. Oh, baby!
I
know we fried turkeys here at the store. It's very good. Everybody's got different how you do it. So, but I agree with you. Time wise, what is it? 10 minutes in that oil?
Oh yeah, I mean it's what is it? 3.5 minutes per pound. So an hour in the fryer on a good sized bird and it's done, and then it just allows you to have the room in the kitchen for everything else and all that stuff. So
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, it's all in what, but I just can't believe that we're talking about turkeys already, for Thanksgiving. But that's okay. Yes, the Black Friday sale is going to be big out here, for sure. So you definitely don't want to miss that. And again, it was just get in line at 7. That's all you got to do. Show up.
Yeah, show up
and get you a number.
Yeah, exactly. So, real quick too is while we're on the air here, another thing, it's a big day today. It's the Veterans Day. So thank you all who have served. Thank you all that have done everything you can to protect our country and all that kind of stuff. So this day is to honor you. And all I can say is thank you very much.
Yes, very, very much so.
Very much. So anyway, so it's Turkey Day coming. We got that coming. Black Friday's coming. God, we got all kinds of stuff going. PRI's coming, Josh. Of course, everybody don't know that's Performance Racing Industry. It's the biggest show in Indianapolis. This will be our 4th year.
I think 4th year.
This will be our 4th year to have a booth there. So if you racers are looking for something fun and exciting to do, the first week of December, we'll be there at PRI. So another fun thing we're getting set up and getting ready to go for. And
is it Thursday? It's Wednesday, Thursday. Well, no, the show is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah, setup is
Yeah,
Wednesday,
setup is
Thursday, Friday,
Wednesday.
Saturday. You just show up PRI. And I guess, Josh, let's get something else off the table here real quick. What's happening Tuesday in Hutchinson? We're going to be over there. Tuesday at 5 o'clock is the time to set up for the proposal. And for those you don't know, yes, we have put a proposal together to the fairgrounds to actually run the Hutch Fairgrounds racetrack. So Tuesday at 5 o'clock is when it starts for the public to be there, and I'll be there to present the proposal that we've already given to the fair board. The fair board got our proposal on October 31st, what we want to do, and I'm going to tell everybody we have put a good business plan together to put this together. I've talked to many, many tracks all over the country, not just local, all over, how they run their tracks, what they do, dollars, expenses, all that kind of stuff too, and how they do it. So I'm just going to put it out there that if the fair board doesn't like my proposal, then something else is in the background I don't know about or whatever, because they should definitely accept our proposal for what we've put there on the table, and what we want to go do with the racetrack and stuff like that too. So we'll see what happens. We go Tuesday, and then they're going to take another week after that to vote on it, I guess. So we'll take another week before we find out the final notice. I wish we'd know
right then and there.
Tuesday, but that's not going to happen. Everything else too. So I'm sure they're going to have lots of questions and stuff with the proposal we put out there too. So everyone that out there that wants to keep the fairgrounds racetrack running, we're there to support you. We're there to do it. But in the second hand too, those of you that want to keep that track alive, I hope I see every one of you sitting in the seats.
Yep.
And every one of you racers that signed that petition and stuff, I sure hope your race cars are in the pits to support that track, because it's not going to be a lack of effort on my part and Mel Hambelton Ford's part of putting that racetrack back together and making it go. And, the first couple races are going to be exciting. God, I can't even get that out of my throat. We're going to have a fun time over there. It's not just going to be racing. We're going to have fun things for everybody to do, the kids, everything else from that part. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a fun time to be at the Hutch Fairgrounds races. And just so you know, right up out of the gate, we're going to run one race a month. I want to start in April. I'd like to start in March, but that's all weather permitting on kind of where we're going to go. Run one race a month going into September. Love to race in October again, which I think this year we could have raced in October. Heck, I'm not sure we couldn't have raced in November.
I was going to say, yeah, this the way the weather's been this year, but it's just such a seasonal thing,
So we'll see how how weather permits what we will race and what we will do. I'm looking at running some Fridays and some Saturdays. We've got a tentative schedule put on the plate right now. We're working with the local tracks around us, so we're not on top of each other or anything else like that too. So it's going to be exciting next Tuesday at 5 o'clock over at Hutchinson to see what happens with the Hutch Fairgrounds racetrack. And we've got a lot of things behind us and stuff like that too. And I'm just going to put it out there again. Those of you sign that petition and to keep the racetrack alive, and use racers that sign that, I hope you're in the seats. I hope you're bring friends with you to pack those stands. And I hope that the racers, every one of your race cars is sitting in them pits to go race. And we're going to have some fun with that stuff too. And I'm going to tell you, racers, I got some exciting stuff behind me on what we've talked about, what we want to do on that side of the coin too for the racers. So I think I'm going to tell you is grab a seat and let's go.
Very good.
So anyway, what else, Josh? It's time to.
Yeah. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about this week was, definitely had some days this week that fog was just huge, super thick. I thought it was kind of odd, I get it. I understand why they did it, but a couple of the school districts even closed or did a late start on Wednesday morning just because of the previous 2 days and how thick the fog was. And then I get up Tuesday or Wednesday morning and it was perfectly clear. But so I was kind of giving my boys a little bit of crap about, when I went to school, they had school every day type deal. But anyways, yes. So where I guess I was headed with that is just the amount of safety features that they put on these cars now, and the headlight systems and stuff like that, and dealing with just climate stuff. I mean, things that you don't even think of. We had an instance this week where an individual, had purchased a new vehicle and was really even unaware of all the systems that were even on the vehicle and what they did and how they operated. And this hill start assist is something that I was thinking of. And I mean, I don't think a lot of people don't even know that that's a feature on their car. And so just prevents the car from rolling backwards when you're on a hill and gives you time to get from the brake to the gas. And, the amount of stuff that these manufacturers put on these vehicles to make it much more safer and easier for a consumer to operate that vehicle. It's crazy when you think about some of this stuff. Also, earlier in the week on Monday, I was driving a customer's vehicle for a concern that they had, and I was heading down the road. We got a pretty, pretty bad intersection here just south of the dealership. I think people think that it should be a four-way stop from all ways, but it's not. It's just a two-way stop. And I was headed south, and a car, they pulled up and they stopped at the stop sign, but then they took right back off to get across the street. And it was like a Hyundai Santa Fe, so kind of like an SUV, like an Escape size Santa Fe, and there was a Dodge Ram pickup that was heading north. And it couldn't have been any more square in the driver's door. And he had to have been going 45, 50 mile an hour and hit that Santa Fe. And the whole thing was right in front of me. The whole thing was right in front of me. And I said, man, there is no way that person in that Santa Fe is okay. And that car, it spun around sideways and ended up rolling backwards and ended up kind of in the ditch on the other side. But person got out, was perfectly fine. Like, 10 years ago, that same incident would have happened with some older technology, older vehicles. They'd have been dead. And so I was talking with an individual that happens to went to one of my son's basketball games, and there's a couple of other kids on there, and their dads are on the fire department from the other team. And I was visiting with them, and we were talking about the fog, and they had responded to a couple of incidents that day because of the fog. And we were talking about this exact same thing, is that, they'll pull up on a scene and just think that there's no way that somebody can't be, either dead on arrival or going to be seriously injured, and they just walk away, and
it's just like I was talking to a gentleman here earlier this week on the service out here on the sales lot. And he was here with his daughter, high school age. She was driving a 16 Escape, and basically got in a hailstorm, and basically the amount of hail that's on that 16 Escape, it totaled the Escape out. The insurance company's given them the option of totaling it, or option of giving them a check and keeping the car.
Mm-hmm.
And he was here, driving the new Escapes and Edges and everything else to kind of see where he was at with his daughter and stuff like that too. And he said, I'm just leaning towards keeping the Escape. The first thing I said to him, you just think about it, 16 Escape to a 23 Escape, just trying to compare apples to apples. Lots more safety features, a lot more safety in that car and everything else from a 16 to a 23 from that part. He said, you know what, I didn't think about that. And, you're right. And you think about that, if that crash down there was in an older car like you saw, I hate to guess. So anyway, Josh, you got something up on the screen over. You probably want to pull over and talk.
Yeah, that's something we can look at for sure. And I just the amount of tech that they put in these vehicles, it's and I just don't believe that the regular consumer. I think if you get that one there, yeah, and then you do entire screen, share, and then it pulls it up over here, and then you can click it on. Yeah,
there we
you go. Yep, got it up there. So
okay, so what we got on the screen here, Josh, kind of go through this, but this is what's happening on today's cars and what's going there. While you're driving that, and so many of these features, you don't even know they're doing anything for you. Do you need them?
Yeah, 100%. You think in the fog and the stuff that we had the other day, but the adaptive cruise where it's pacing a car in front of you, you've got the lane keeping assistance that's keeping that car centered in the lane, the blind spot monitoring. So, if somebody's in the other lane beside you and you look in your mirror and there's nothing there, but yet you got the little aimer indicator that says there are, like, something's going on. Again, this is just kind of a generic overview of some of the cameras and safety features that are on here. I've got a little bit of so I don't know if I tell this story or not. It's kind of funny for my for my son, but it's also maybe questions my parenting ability a little bit. So
Parenting
yeah. So one evening I'm headed home, and my boys are out in the drive playing basketball. Okay, so to start off with, to be fair, I wasn't really going to hit them.
Oh, but you thought about it.
But I thought about it. So I pulled in the driveway kind of quick at them, aiming at them. Well, the pedestrian assistance took off and about threw me through the windshield. Here I was going to try and scare the crap out of them.
And you got, man, that paybacks are terrible, aren't they?
And it ended up biting me in the ass.
So anyway, that's the gray piece on the screen you see there, the pedestrian access. So basically, it's watching for those things and can actually detect that.
I mean, you got there are so many things as far as you're backing out of your drive, and you got cross traffic alert, and it's detecting a vehicle coming for so long.
Yeah, and just like yesterday, I was downtown backing out of a parking stall, and if I was in a normal car without that backup camera like we have and the assist, not the assist, but the guidance for that, I mean, I could hit the thing in reverse, and I know right when to back up and not cause an accident. And there's a couple times I would have probably pulled out, not knowing, and got hit.
Yeah,
because I wasn't paying, But those cameras are so wide now on the back there. But anyway, back to that gray part in there, the pedestrian access. That's what that camera's on all the time.
Yeah.
And it's watching for that, and it will basically, if it sees something, whatever, it's going to apply the brakes, and pretty hard too, right, Josh?
It will stop the truck or vehicle or whatever it is. But yeah, he still to this day, he will remind me of the time. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
wasn't that long
terrible
ago, but yeah.
So then the next one close in is going to be the tan line, which is the
infrared. So you got emergency braking on that, and again, that's as same thing with kind of adaptive cruise control. You're pacing a vehicle in front of you, or the other thing is, you may not even have to have a cruise set on it, and it's watching the closing distance on you and whatever's in front of you.
Yeah.
And if it starts to become too great, man, you get all sorts. I mean, it depends on the model and the make of the vehicle, but you get all sorts of alerts or warnings to begin with. And at that point, it's pre-charging the brakes and getting those ready to go.
That pre-charge is what's amazing to me, because if you do, it just starts pre-charging that brake, and then you hit that pedal, guess what? It's going to stop you, but that pedal's hard.
Yeah, you got a much
firm. It's ready to go.
Pedal.
And the difference of that is pre-charging that is just, I know it's just split seconds, but that's feet.
Yeah,
of saving you and everything else like that. And the initial impact, if you're going to have one or whatever, it's slowing it down that much better. So the impact nears hard.
And I think also when it's pre-charging it, the amount of pedal effort that you input, it amplifies to the amount of brake pressure that is actually being applied to the system. So it's on the brakes much harder than normal operation. And then let's say you don't capture those warning signs or aren't able to react to it fast enough. The vehicle, in a lot of cases nowadays, will do it for you. They'll actually apply the brakes for you.
That happens to me when I'm backing up my garage, because my garage is, if I'm no park this right deal, I'll back out and I'll say, boom. Well, God, kind of. Yeah. But you know what? It's reading that I'm close to the wall there.
Yeah.
And hits it. So now then we got the blue, which is the cameras. That's basically, I'm going to call that the 360 cameras. Right?
Yeah, so it'll be part of the 360 cameras. That's also going to be doing a lot of your your speed limit recognition signs.
Now I'm going to tell you, I don't really like that.
So
you know why?
Well, yeah. So do explain.
Well, so speed recognition is you're driving down the road.
Yeah.
And it can read that speed limit sign, and it puts you down on that speed limit. Now, granted, you can.
You can select what speed you want to, plus or minus whatever that speed limit is.
Yeah.
It'll go to, I think, 20 miles an hour.
It'll go that high. Yeah. I thought it was 9 over, but maybe it's not that. Maybe I didn't look hard enough or whatever. But there's times I need to go.
Well, yeah.
That's why I really don't like that thing.
But
I guess if you're going to be safe and secure with the old police officer and everything else like that, I guess maybe that is a thing.
I mean, too, and if you're thinking about it and you're not paying attention or in an area that you don't know, and that vehicle adjust to it. The other thing that I will say that for me on the speed limit recognition sign, and I do believe it's a thing too, is that it doesn't read it till after you get to the sign. And by that point, there is a gap there that you.
Well, Josh, and I'm gonna tell you the other thing I don't like about it. When you go to these off ramps and on ramps and all that kind of stuff, and they shut you down to 35 mile an hour, and you can do at least 45. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes 55. So again, just kidding around. So anyway, now then we're headed to the green, which is a short and medium range radio wave radar, which is the greens there in the front and the back.
Yeah, so I think a lot of that is going to be more of the oncoming traffic, looking at your auto dimming headlights, things like that is what that's going to be.
Yeah. And then we go next is the red, which is ultrasonic, but that's basically your parking sensors,
that's
the front and rear.
And that's one thing about the new vehicles and the 360-degree cameras. You're pulling into a parking spot, and it's letting you know your red, yellow, green distance, pulling into stuff. But then it's also pulling up on the screen whatever camera is applicable to whatever you're close to.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you're not even touching anything, and you're pulling into a parking spot, and it's got that front camera on for you, so you can see kind of how much room you have there, which is huge,
Okay, so the last one's this blind spot, which is a yellow, which they're calling it short and medium range radio wave. I'm going to tell you where I love blind spot. Most people think it's so when a car's there beside you, but I'm telling you where I use blind spot more than anything is if I'm passing somebody, I know when I'm clear to turn in when that sensor, that light goes off. And what I love about some of the models, and I don't know every model's this way, but if you start to move in and that car's in a blind spot, the light will flash at you. So I love that feature. I know when it's safe to pull in and pass somebody before you're looking back or trying to figure out when it is a safe and everything else to pull into. So I love that blind spot monitoring. I mean, it's really a great feature.
Yeah, I would agree with that. The other side of it, and if you have it set up right and it's working right, is with the trailer tow portion of it too. A lot of times it disables the blind spot, but I think on the newer Super Duties you can include that blind spot monitoring with a kit.
Well, let's go to my trailer. It's 44 foot long. Don't I have to put a sensor on the trailer to make that work?
Yeah, I think because of the length of it.
We got to fix that up, Josh. So I need to know when I can pull in and pass sometimes on that trailer.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why I need to be going. Blind spot monitoring. So, hey, the Michael and Lisa Post. Good morning. Hi, thanks for joining us here this morning. So, anyway, anything else to add on this camera system? And I want everybody to understand all these cameras are working. And do they have issues? Do the codes come up? Yeah. And just remember, if those lights come on in the dash show you got an error, guess what's happening? That system's not working. You're not as safe as you could be in that vehicle at all times.
Well,
from that part.
One of the other things I guess I want to, make people aware of is how about alignment on all this stuff? We do alignments on tires and things like that, but if all of this stuff is not, if something's been changed or altered, or you put an accessory on the front of the car, or a different tag bracket, or replaced your windshield or something along that, like you've they even on the blind spot monitoring, some of those are in like side mirrors. Let's say you took it off on the side of the garage at home, and then you thought, it's just a side mirror, I'll put it on, and you replace the side mirror yourself. Well, was there a blind spot monitor sensor in it? Does that need to be recalibrated? Okay, now how about, let's talk about, let's say you were in a little bit of a fender bender, and somebody hit your front bumper in a parking lot, and the body shop, wherever you had it replaced and painted, they put an aftermarket bumper fascia on it. Well, that holds your front parking sensors. So now how accurate are they in being able to now detect, because there's specifications to that OEM bumper cover on where that stuff is at, but then again afterwards it goes, that's part of the process or procedure, is to recalibrate those systems. And if it's not done properly, your systems aren't going to work right. We did a deal with one of the Hunter guys, or one of the ADAS guys. They came out and did some training.
Yeah. And
we took like that pedestrian, the blue front camera there that does a lot of your as far as the adaptive cruise control, or the emergency braking on the vehicle, and had it off. And I think it was, we're talking less than probably a 1/16 of an inch off. But then by the time you put that
clear out there 20
3 or 4 car lengths out there as to where that system would be monitoring it, we mapped it out, and like it was catching half of the rear of the car in front of it, the whole driver's side, from about the tag to the driver's side of the car wasn't even being monitored or looked at. And so, I mean, it's just amazing, when you think about that distance or that adjustment over distance, how much of a difference it makes.
Yeah, talking about those mirrors, the new Super Duties, as you are towing and you turn on, say, your left turn signal, there's a mirror in that camera. I mean, in the mirror, there's a camera in that mirror that shoots down the side of the truck, so you can kind of see how you're turning everything. So it is right. You knock a mirror off or whatever, guess what? It's got to get realigned and set up accordingly from that part. But so that's the issue. Is just not can anybody put a mirror on? Pretty much anybody kind of put a mirror on. But now to go back and realign that camera, stuff like that, if you don't have the proper tools and equipment like we have, not going to work.
Well, that's going back to, and it's like this over so many systems of the vehicles. This is just kind of an example of it, but there's value in doing it right the first time, and if you just go throw a mirror on a car, is it going to be a problem? No, it's not going to be a problem until you need that system or need to depend on that system. It's just like, ABS or an airbag light or whatever on your vehicle. People think, well, it's working fine. I've got brakes and all that stuff. Well, that's great, but it's not working when you need you would pay. Yeah, you would pay no matter what the amount of money was to have that system work and be safe and do everything it possibly could for you in that situation. But hopefully you're never in that situation, and hopefully you don't need it. That's but when you do, it's nice to have that there and operable and working exactly how it should be.
And I get it. That's the whole thing behind what we really want to show you, everybody, is all these cameras are working. They're doing things all the time that you have no idea. They're even helping you and operate and everything else like that too. And when these lights come on, or these warning lights come on in your dash to tell you you've got an issue, whatever, the longer you wait, the longer you're unsafe. The longer you wait, sometimes those issues can get worse and cost you more money. Back in my day when I was working on when the computers first come out in the late 80s, it was failures, and we only had about 20 codes. Now these systems have, again, it's just the technology and the computers we have that are so much smarter and everything than we had back then. They can detect deterioration. So as a sensor starts failing out or something starts getting just a little bit out of range, they can detect that. And that's where, when those lights are on, just remember that system is not working and not helping you. And the other thing that happens too is you'll kill one system, have an issue, but it's going to kill maybe 2, 3, or 4 other systems that's not working at the same time too, because it needs that particular input to make 2 or 3 other options in that car work. So I had that the other day where a guy said, I got this come on, and I have no cruise control, and it was a simple map sensor. Took all those systems out because it couldn't read what it was doing or whatever from that part. So just remember that those lights on those dash, that's the way the car is talking to you, and let it talk back to you and fix it from that part. So anyway, anything else to add on this camera, Josh, before we?
I think,
I hope everybody got some good information there and learn a little bit more about these cameras and stuff on these cars. But it's amazing how much safer we are driving on the highway and stuff like that. I was talking to one of our body shop guys the other day. He said, I hate those things. Well, I'm sure you do. But, again, my idea behind this is making it safer. Is it taking the cost of the cars up? Sure it is. But I don't know. I'd rather be safe than sorry and that kind of thing too. But it's going to tell you, it does make you a more relaxed driver. It does take a lot of the stress off of you too.
When you get to your destination, you're not, I don't know, as fatigued, I guess, for sure. Everything that's just a little bit easier. We talked about Blue Cruise and what that, what that does. That's just really starting to get the ball rolling on, where that's going to go, I think, long-term down the road. For sure. But just, again, the amount of fatigue at the end of the trip and where you're
just holding your hands up all the time driving, and put your hands in your lap or whatever from that part. Now, what I will tell you, I do believe, it's personal opinion, because I do love Blue Cruise. I use it wherever I can use it or whatever from that part. But I think it's a little too quick to react to tell me I'm not looking ahead. But I think it's just a little too quick.
You do have to understand, though, that that's something that I think as they improve it and
I get it.
get data behind it and stuff like that, I do believe that that's something that'll start being more and more relaxed.
It's a little bit too easy to start zapping at me and tell me that I got to keep my eyes back on the road or put your hands on the steering wheel. It's just a little too quick. We need a little more relaxed with that situation.
Well, I don't know. That's something, let's call into this, get some callers calling the show here. And would you trust a vehicle to drive you somewhere? Or like, the driverless Ubers? Would you hop in a driverless Uber?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
You wouldn't?
No.
Really?
Okay, because I'm going to tell you, we were I took a little time off and was down in Houston, Austin, I mean, and they have the self-driving cabs down there, and they don't have that perfected yet. They shut them down in Austin.
While you were there?
Yeah. There's a big deal in the news and everything else. Like basically, there was some little glitch in the software and stuff like that too. The car would just stop in the middle of the road, but it turns its flash on. So
yeah,
there's no collisions or anything else like that. But they did stop them for a little bit, and I get it. They've got to get a few more things worked out, and as anything electronic or technology today needs a little bugs worked out. But I do think eventually they will get there from that part. I do think they will get there to where that will be there, and we will be sitting around. I don't know how quick that will be. I still remember years ago, I said, give it 5 years and we'll have handheld computers in our hand. And that took about 6 months. And we had handheld computers in our hand too. So,
hey, so we're going to go to the phones here.
Oh,
we got a caller. Sorry, caller. Don't have your name. We've got you as caller 1. So caller 1, you're on live with Under the Hood.
Well, I was just wondering something. How long is it going to be before they put something in the car like that can shut the car down instead of having these big police pursuits that we got? How long will it be before they will have some technology to shut a car down?
I think they got that now, but I think there's a lot of liability out there of being able to shut that thing down or whatever it does from that part. But that's there.
Yeah.
I mean, they can do that already from that part, but I think there's a lot of legality still with that kind of a situation to be able to shut that car down. But I think eventually I do think it'll get there to where, someone steals a car, you can shut that thing down real quick and not steal it, or someone's in a high-speed pursuit or whatever.
Well, and I mean, we can attest to some of the technologies and just in being able to steal it and then the aid in recovery in a matter of hours, from that side of it. And so, I do believe that the technology is there, and it's crazy to think that, if it's a function that you can perform and somebody's breaking the law, why you can't use it. From that side of it. So
it's going to be scary here in the next 3 or 4 years, what more technology they bring to these cars and everything else from that part, what they're working on and what they do. I think it's going to be, it's just like, I still couldn't believe back in the days when they come up with adaptive cruise. I thought, well, what else can that's got to be the top of everything. Now we got Blue Cruise. So, I mean, it's going to keep continuing, but I'm with you. I'd love to shut those cars down.
Absolutely. There's a lot of people getting killed in these high-speed chases. So, well, thanks for your answer.
Hey, so I'll kind of put you on the spot here a little bit. Would you jump in a driverless Uber or a driverless car?
You know what? I'm 65, and I'm just too afraid of that stuff. I want control of the car.
Yeah. Hey, thank you.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand that. And I don't. So from my perspective on it is, I think we lost him. So, from my perspective on it is like, I don't, just in driving in general, even Blue Cruise, like I have a hard time using that just because I don't know. I want to drive.
I'm used to, I'm with you there too. The first couple of times using Blue Cruise, when you'd come up behind a car and turn, do whatever, it made me a little nervous. This, even like last night, I was using it going down, I-35 and it popped up, it's ready to go. And so I let go of the wheel, and about the same time I let go of that wheel, guess what's beside me? A semi.
Yeah.
Man, it was so hard for me not to grab that wheel, going beside him, but the thing just went right beside the semi and off we went. But I will tell you what blows me way more than anything is, I'm going to bet this is about 99% of the people out there, we don't realize how much of the left of center we're driving these cars.
Yeah.
Because we're sitting on the left-hand side and everything else like that. So when I get Blue Cruise takes off, that's the first thing it does. It kind of zips over to the right a little bit. I'm like, okay, you look too close, or pull it back over this way. But it's not. It's centering it right in the lane. So you feel a little funny there for a little bit. But,
well, because where I think center is and where the actual center is, I think are two different things.
Oh, I get that too.
So I would agree with you on that. Is that it's kind of taught me that I tend to favor the passenger side of the road a little bit.
And then because I can use Blue Cruise going down Kellogg, and then I get on 235, and I've got adaptive cruise still on too. And to because once you change lane, they're coming up with when you change lanes, it's still stay engaged. When you change lanes right now with the Ford Blue Cruise, it cuts it off and you're back in control. But then as you come into 235, as people slow down there, it's almost, oh my God, stop, and it stops you. You got to trust it a little bit.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit of trust and knowledge behind that deal. Now, what I don't like about it is you go up around that curb to get on 235. I had to step on the gas. I think it's a little bit too far back to where I need to be.
It lags just a little.
But you can still take your foot on the accelerator and kick her up there and get right behind like you need to and everything else. But it does seem like it takes a little bit to get there before you get back up into the gas too. So
yeah. Hey, we've got another caller. Let's go back to the phones. Let's talk to Ed. Good morning, Ed. How are you?
Hey guys, how you doing? Long time no see.
yeah.
Hey, I wanted to chip in on the Blue Cruise a little bit. I've got it in my F-150, and I was, as I was going through the process to call in, I clicked chip back on here and see you guys were talking about it a little bit, and I agree. I really like it. The only thing is I've noticed is it tries to keep it a little bit over to the right side of the lane instead of the center.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. As soon as that Blue Cruise kicks in, it kind of kicks it over to the right, but I still think it's in the center. We're just not used to being in the center like we need to be.
What our view of the center is and what the truck's view of the center is two different things.
Is it the same thing to me? It's like as soon as it engages, it just kicks it to the right a little bit and stuff too. So I get you.
When I'm passing, I kind of hang on to the steering wheel anyway, but I kind of try and nudge it left a little bit because it just makes me feel a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, it works for, going down Kellogg. There's a couple of places where it kicks off. But boy, out on the interstate, if you had a long road trip, it's really nice. I have to drive up to Hayes and back sometimes in the same day, and it really takes a lot of the fatigue away. It makes it really nice on a long trip, and so I highly recommend. I guess the only thing I'm worried about is they gave me the first 3 years free. I don't know what it's going to cost me after that.
I don't know if they heard anything. I haven't heard nothing either. I know there's a lot up in the air about that. I will tell you on the new 24s, F-150s for sure, what they're doing, they give you a 90-day free trial with the truck, or you can spend $2,100 and get the complete system free from that part. So I know that's one thing they're doing on the 24 F-150s, but what they're going to charge going forward with that, I've heard anywhere from $100 a year to $300 a year. I don't know what that number is going to be, and I don't know if they've really set that number. Maybe they haven't. I just haven't heard it yet or whatever, but there's nothing out there from that part. Now, I want to tell you one more thing I forgot about that I don't like about the Blue Cruise. Forgot about this. Was me and Nick Ballman got up one early Saturday morning to go to Boone, Iowa to go race. The guys were already up there and stuff, and we went up Saturday morning and we took off, and I had a truck, had Blue Cruise. Wouldn't work. Just wouldn't work.
Had to have it sync to your phone?
Nope. Had phone synced up, had everything ready to go, Josh. You know what happened? Blue Cruise only works to 80 mile an hour. Anything over 80, it doesn't work. So naturally, I was doing 81 is what it was. Headed to Boone. So not really, because we were trying to get there fast, and we did get there pretty fast. But I'm just saying that's the only other negative I got. And I get it. They don't have the technology to control that truck any faster. That's what it is too. But still, a long trip at running 80 mile an hour is pretty good, and everything else too. But forgot about that piece because we got.
Well, I'm not a speed demon, so I haven't figured that one out yet.
I'm not either. I just like to get there fast.
I'm not the Mustang, I should say. I'm not a speed demon. But anyway.
Yeah, I get it.
Speaking of that, I want to thank you guys again for all your help last weekend with the car show for Passageways. Really appreciated it. And we're already geared up for next year. And next year we haven't, it has been 100% decided, but I think we're going to move it to Sedgwick County Park and do it in conjunction with their, I think they're going to have a 10K or something like that going on. We're going to do it all at the same time with that. So
very good.
It'll be, I think, September 21st is what we're looking at for a date. So you might put that on your calendar.
Fantastic. No, it's great to help you guys and sponsor that. I hope you guys raised a bunch of money for Passageways. That's near and dear to my heart with my dad being in the Korean War and stuff like that too. And of course, today being Veterans Day is even more special for that. So I hope we helped you raise a bunch more money that you didn't think he's going to get and all that kind of stuff too. But I hope you did a great job and got a lot of money for those homeless veterans, which I'll still say it again. I can't believe our government can't help our veterans out a little bit more to where they got to be homeless or something of that part to give them some more benefits or something for everything they've done to help protect us and give us our freedom that we have today.
Absolutely. And we really appreciate it. And I'm sure our totals were helped by you guys being there and enjoyed being on the show with you too.
No, glad you have had you on with us too, and all that part. And it's a Mustang club, so we're going to support the Mustangs, that's for sure. So, all right, Ed. Hey, thanks again. Have a great weekend, and
you happy Veterans Day to all our veterans out there.
You bet.
Thanks for calling.
You bet. Bye.
All right. Okay. Josh, we're getting running out of time again. We need to buzz back through one more time for all listeners. If you weren't on the first of the show, Black Friday. It's so much fun out here at Mel Hambelton Ford. You don't want to miss it. Wednesday night, we'll roll out 10 cars, $999 down to $99 for each one of those 10 cars. And they're great cars full of lots of life still in them and stuff like that. You got to be in line by 7 o'clock to get a number. I would not be here at 7 o'clock, because if it's 7:01, you're not going to get a number. And
you got to watch the action instead of be a part of the action.
Exactly. So, and then if we give away if we sell those 10 cars, then we'll come inside and Lisa will have all kinds of prizes and giveaways and stuff like that too. And if you buy a car that day, there's going to be prizes and stuff for you too, for each one that purchase a car. Their service special is going to be happening there with the tires, $100 off for how many points?
So 40,000 Ford Pass points.
That's pretty cool. And then MH Racing is going to have a lot of specials out there too. I know guys have been working on that stuff too. So you racers be ready for that. And there's just not a better place to be at Black Friday. Get up at midnight and go hit your places you want to go hit, but be in line here at Mel Hambelton Ford at 6:45 is the latest I would be in line to make sure I got a number. And it's just so much fun and excitement. Can't wait to go. And we got 10. This got to be the 10 best cars we've ever picked, Josh.
Yep.
And another thing, Tom out in the detail shop, right? You know what we should probably start trying to do? Get 10 black cars.
Yeah, man, it's
that's hard enough. I told him, I said, it's hard enough getting these 10.
Don't get me wrong, that would be cool, but also, man,
that would be tough.
It becomes more and more challenging each year anyway. So let alone add more to it, but we can do it.
That's right. So anyway, check us out on Facebook. The events there. Let us know you're coming. We'll have all kinds of fun, but I'm telling you don't want to miss it. It's a lot of fun, a lot of exciting. And if you don't get one of those 10 cars, it's still fun, exciting to see who gets them and everything else too.
Just the reaction on people's face and stuff like that.
And I'm telling you, this year it's going to be hard for me to figure out which one is the $99 car, because they're all great cars, lots of life in them. They're great options and all that kind of stuff. We got a couple trucks too, so that's going to be cool too. So don't want to miss Black Friday out here at Mel Hambelton Ford. Hey, BG Products, all the great preventative maintenance products we use right inside here at Mel Hambelton Ford. It's a great partnership with those guys. And, they keep coming and getting our cars off the lot and taking them out there and keep doing R&D testing with all their products and stuff. And I promise you, when you put their products in your car and let our service advisors sit down with you and put your schedule together and you use their products, I promise you it's going to put many, many more lives into your car from that part. We were out there the other day at their dyno, and they'd taken in a brand new 24 that had 60 miles on it, and they put a borescope down in the cylinder, and guess what was already happening? Deposits were already starting on top.
We're already on there
at 60 some miles. So that's the thing to remember. These engines are building composites, deposits and wear and everything else from that part. But I just promise you, BG Products is great for your system. Diesels, it's getting cold, and we got a great set of additives and things to put in your diesel truck. When it gets to 30 degrees, you better have something in that additive in that fuel tank to keep from gelling. Can't tell you how many diesels we tow in here every year because someone forgot to put something in their fuel.
Yeah, be right around the corner for sure.
So be ready for that. Hey, go to rent. Hey, if you're needing something to get to Grandma's house for the holidays, I hope you've got your reservation in with Stan. He's got some great 10 and 15 passenger vans, but some Expeditions, Explorers too. If you just want to put the miles on your car or whatever, make sure you see Stan at Go to Rent for the holidays and get yourself set up. We got a lot of people rent the 12 and 15 passenger vans just to go take a bunch of people go on Christmas light tours too. So think about that also.
I've seen my first house with Christmas lights.
I know they're ready. I got a lot in my neighborhood.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like on?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting a lot of hack from mine aren't up yet. So
that they're not up yet?
Nope.
You got to get through Thanksgiving first.
That's why I say they should be turned on at Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving night, you turn them on. But anyway.
Hey, I know somebody that has a real live leg lamp.
Oh yeah,
in a window.
I heard about that too. Heard about that too. What if he's listening this morning or not?
Kind of jealous. I'm not gonna lie.
Are you?
Yeah,
you're jealous too.
Yep.
Anyway, forgot about Big Corner Creative for all your advertising needs. Hey, if you got a company, need any kind of advertising whatsoever, web page design, vehicle wraps, window wraps, any kind of marketing whatsoever, those guys down at Big Corner Creative, as Jesse says, just Google us. So if you need anything there, let Big Corner Creative know what's happening there too. So I heard they're working on some new stuff for race car wraps and stuff. They're getting geared up for next year. So racers, get ready for that. We got some exciting stuff there too. So anyway, everybody have a great Saturday. Have a fun. Stay safe. Stay warm. And we'll talk to you next Saturday at 9 a.m. Hopefully it's 9, not 9:04, Josh. Everybody have a great Saturday. Talk to you soon.